Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode of The Closing Table. This is episode 36. It will get worse
Wow.
before it gets better. So I want to welcome you all again every week, and on Mondays and Thursdays at 6:45. I know it must be a little hard to get up, but I appreciate everybody for getting up and joining us on this amazing show. And we're going to continue to do it. We're going to continue to bring you our perspectives and our major headlines. So again, we thank you all for joining in this morning. As you can see, we have a very special guest. She likes to show up once or twice a month now, and give us her in-depth perspective on everything that's going on in the world. Danny is currently with his family. Nothing super
Yes,
major.
shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny. Nothing super major going on. Just to keep him and his family in your prayers. And overall, he'll be back Thursday or next week. So, with that being said, I am super excited to be here. I think we lost Bernadette again. Bernadette, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, why your camera go off?
You're the
Did the
camera guy.
screensaver come on?
You're the camera guy. I
Did the
don't
screen
know.
did the
Huh?
screensaver come on?
Yes, it came on.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what you guys are seeing. Are
No,
you guys?
are you at your screensaver on your computer?
Oh no. I'm
All right,
not.
can you push the start camera at the bottom of the it says start camera.
Yes.
Yep, there you
Okay.
go.
There we go. All right.
All right. Other than that, how you feeling this morning?
I feel great. I had a great weekend, Mother's Day weekend. Shout out to all the moms out there.
Shout out to all the mothers.
Yes, absolutely. You guys did some great things for me. My um, daughter-in-law brought me some amazing Oreo cookies that I ate up. And I've been following my stories. You see, they have the little pictures on them. It's really nice. And I just got some flowers, phone calls from my boys. So, Jay got me the cheesecake that I love, and you guys just spoiled me. So I'm really happy. You guys
Awesome.
gave me a good weekend.
Awesome. The women, I think the women get way more love than the guys on their day. I think the guys just get more of a relaxing day. I mean, I've never seen a woman, pull out the ribs and hit the grill and and tell
Well,
you,
maybe we'll do that this Father's Day.
oh
you know?
really? It
Yeah,
sounds
maybe
good.
we'll do that this Father's Day.
Yeah, I've never seen that woman say, "Hey, I'm gonna pull out the grill. We're going to, you just kick back, sit back and watch some football, some sports, whatever."
Oh, come
And
on. That's not fair.
let me ask you a question. I mean, I got you a nice me and the daughter got you a nice necklace, and just we ate
Mhm.
in. We didn't even go out. We ate in. I don't know
Yeah.
why you keep hitting that camera button. um,
I know this thing is so sensitive. I didn't
yeah.
realize how sensitive the keypad was, but go ahead.
All right. So the what would you consider the perfect Mother Day gift? I mean, overall.
Perfect Mother's Day gift, a car, a house.
What?
Yeah, I mean, you said perfect. I'm going big. When you say perfect, I think big, a trip overseas, that sort of thing. That's what I think of. Why did my camera do this? Maybe I should have went downstairs.
I don't know. If you click the settings button, next to the
Okay.
and then change the camera. I think it went to your original camera. So hit the settings button and then
Okay.
change it to CS. It should say CS camera,
It doesn't say see it. Okay, wait a minute.
and you can just change it. Can you see it?
No.
No,
It says standard definition, low definition.
no. It should say high standard. I mean standard 720.
Okay, standard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
What does
guys.
the camera say above it? I mean, what does the thing say above it?
High
No,
definition.
which camera does it say? The name of the camera?
Oh, maybe I'm in the wrong thing. I don't
No,
know.
it's right there, right above standard definition.
Okay.
We're finna have a whole podcast about her camera.
I swear we need a whole it says 720. We need a whole
What
master.
camera does it say above it? It says 720, then there's something above that. It's a
No, there's
above it.
not. It says HD camera.
Okay, so change that.
But that's in a different box. I mean, it's
Right.
not in the same
That's what
box.
I'm saying. Change that in a different
I
box.
can't.
There's nothing else there.
No.
Oh well, you got to rock with that camera then.
Okay. All
You'll be
right.
all
Well,
right. You
let's
still
get
look
rid of
great.
this camera.
You still look great. You're fine.
Okay, fine. All right, fine.
All
I'll
right.
leave it alone.
All right. Overall, this morning, again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. You know, if you didn't hear from us yesterday, um, welcome back. Today is the start of a new week. I mean, we're back to business. We are back to the fold.
Mhm.
I allow Bernadette today to pretty much take the head of this conversation. She has some great topics for us to discuss. So, if you want to go ahead and jump into them, and let's get started.
All right. Well, we've had a week's worth of crazy stuff happening as usual. I know you watch Twitter like I watch Twitter, but Twitter got a new CEO.
Yes, I heard about that. The new
Yes, her
CEO.
name is Linda Yaccarino, and she was named last week by Elon Musk.
Okay.
There have been rumors circulating for a long time who was going to, take over, and there were some names floating around, but she's the one that actually wanted out. And it's kind of crazy because she held a chair on the World Economic Forum, and she's been known to have some very democratic and leftist views, which makes everybody nervous as to why Elon, would hire somebody with some of her views. So, if you're on Twitter right now, I know a lot of real estate agents use Twitter, and they're probably seeing a lot of stuff going on their feed with people talking about the new CEO. It's just a little strange, to say the least, especially after I, looked into a little bit of her background. She was formerly the NBC Universal executive who used to promote the vaccine program, for example. And, Elon turned Twitter into a very free speech platform. So you have a lot of conservatives on there. A lot of conservatives support Elon Musk, and Elon Musk holds a lot of conservative views. So it was just a little odd that he would have somebody that promoted, anti-conservatism as CEO of the new Twitter platform.
The thing about that is, Bernadette, is that I personally feel that we hold people too much to their past, to a standard that they may no longer hold themselves to. I don't know this woman. I have no idea who this woman is, but I know who I once was. I was once a person who was highly democratic. I was a person who was highly, leftist. I used to feel like the protest and all of these great things that we did for what we consider, again, the black culture, our black civilization, African American civilization, was something that I needed to be at the forefront of. But guess what? Things change. We change. People change. Tucker Carlson used to be a highly leftist. Now he's a conservative. You know, we see people change all the time. I don't know this woman. And how do we not know that Elon Musk is a down the middle type of guy? There's a lot of things he may be highly conservative about, and there's a lot of things that he may be super leftist about. You know, due to the fact that he had that interview with Tucker Carlson, and and within that interview, he was claiming that Chat GPT and all of those other technologies and Android technologies could possibly destroy the world. That sounds, like he wanted to put some regulations on that, which would make that seem like he has some leftist agendas, to censor people using technology to the fullest advantage. So, I mean, it depends on the conversation that some people are having about what some people agendas align up, depending, no matter if they're conservative or they're lefts or whatnot. So I think, I don't know this woman. If Elon picked her, he must have seen something in her that could really keep her. Are you there? I think we done lost her again. I may end up having to do this show by myself. But yeah, so for me, I think overall, when it comes to ideologies, we have so many different people in so many different places that sometimes things don't align up, and sometimes they do align. There's a lot of conversations me and Bernadette has had that we don't agree on a lot of things, but overall, are we on the same page when it comes to the outcome? I think we are. And that's the thing a lot of us have to realize when it comes to our economy, our government, and everything in between. There's a lot that we don't understand, and there's a lot that we need to pick up and do a lot of research on. So overall, what are we doing? How are we doing what we're doing? How are we surviving? Well, it's human nature to survive. It's human nature to find a opportunity or a sector in our world to be a part of, and that's how I feel. I've been part of multiple sectors, and I've garnered a lot of information from these different sectors that I've been in, and I've been able to use that to benefit myself, my people, and the people around me. She's back.
Yeah, this is going to be a throwaway show.
What happened?
It's going to be a throwaway show because I'm tired of this camera.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, you're fine. You're back.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
yeah, but overall, I mean, that's just me. And I don't know if you heard what I said, but I was just saying, like, we all have been a part of different sectors or different groups, and we get ideologies from groups, and then we
Yeah.
kind of figure out if those groups are going to hold steady for us, and then we move on. Like I've been a part of groups, and you've been a part of groups, and we don't always agree on things ideology wise, but the outcome for what we see ourselves is pretty much aligned. And I don't know who this lady is, and I don't know what her situation is, but it definitely seems to me that Elon picked her for a reason.
Yeah, well, I have looked at a little bit of her background, and I'm not sure why Elon Musk would have picked her either, other than she can remain objective to both sides. Now, I would assume that's why, he, picked her. She did. I don't know if she resigned her chair with the World Economic Forum, but she may hold some down center beliefs. So I think a lot of people are looking at it like either, she's changed some of her views, or maybe she's just objective. Maybe he considers her an objective person. Or, maybe this may be a chess move by both of them.
I
Maybe
mean,
she's
that's true.
playing chess, maybe he's playing chess.
That's true. And
So
and
I
let's
think people are waiting to find out, exactly how she's going to affect the forum, if at all. I
I mean,
think one of the reasons,
and I
one of the reasons that we're all on Twitter is because there's no censorship as far as what goes on for example, Facebook. Certain things you can't say, you can't put up certain pictures. They'll flag you. They'll take your profile down for 30 to 60 days, possibly permanently, if you promote certain ideas. It's very, very restricted at this point. So that's why people ran to Twitter, was because, certain things that we consider free speech, is now considered hate speech.
and I
Um,
understand what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things on Twitter that shouldn't be on Twitter. I see so much crap on Twitter. Like, I don't like, how do I not see that? Well, they have different things that you could do to, filter out the things you want to see and you don't want to see. That's just part of it. That's any part of any group, any forum, Reddit, you can name any type of, you know, platform that allows you to pretty much be able to expand your reach. So my thing is, when it comes down to it, I don't think we should fault Facebook for using their platform for what they use it for. And Twitter, I mean, Twitter is a company. They're out to make money. Everybody is. And we're going to always go towards the thing that makes us most money. I mean, if you get to a point where finances are the main driven focus of your business, I mean, as long as you keep selling, why does it matter who buys it? Like, if you don't want to buy my product because of my beliefs, that doesn't mean I'm not going to still sell $1 million worth of, whatever goods, I have. So overall, my thing about Twitter is like, I'm glad that it's a platform that you can speak what you want to speak, but we live in a economy, or we live in a society, or a totalitarian society that is becoming, where we have never been able to have freedom of speech. The thing about freedom of speech is it's pretty much an illusion. It's what they consider the double think um, conundrum, or double think illusion, where the government tells you you have free speech, but then they sit there and tell you that you can't say this and you can't say that, and you get banned and you get fired and you get sentenced for saying certain things. Just like Eric Snowden, when he had the freedom to speak on the things he found, they end up banishing him from America altogether. So it's a double think society that we live in. We live in a world where 80 to 90% of the people who listen to us or anybody else is going to follow what they feel is right, but don't mean is right. It doesn't actually mean it's right. It's just a perspective of this is right. So Twitter, I think Twitter is doing a good thing, but Twitter has its own objective. Twitter has its own outcome that it's trying to reach, So
Well, I think the objective of free speech, as long as you're not bringing harm or, causing some sort of situation to happen to certain individuals, as long as you're not bringing harm to people, I feel like, okay, this is what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve, people being able to express their views politically, in terms of entertainment, whatever a person is interested in, they're able to express their views as long as we're not harming children, as long as we're not, it's like going into a theater and yelling fire, right? We're not talking about free speech, like you could do or say whatever you want to, whatever you want to promote things that are harmful to society. That's
but
not
again,
the objective of what these
true.
what Elon Musk was trying to achieve on the platform. But
I understand, but
let me just finish.
but
You are
what
going to have
does
let me
I
finish.
understand. Wait, let me ask
James,
my question.
James, I'm not James.
I
All
understand,
I'm
but
saying is
listen, I
all
hear
I'm
what you're
saying is
saying. I
Twitter.
hear what you're saying,
You
but the
can't talk at
question
the
is,
same time.
the question
Okay, I'll be
is,
the bigger person.
all right, the question is, what is society? How is society built? Society isn't built on ideology of a collective. So society is built on what the leaders of our society say society is.
There's
So
no, we're not arguing there. That's not the point.
that's what
That's
I was
not
trying to
the
say.
point. And I'm understanding what you're saying, but Twitter was the anti Facebook.
That's an illusion.
You go over
It's an
there and
illusion.
you can say the things that you want to say.
No,
Now,
you
is
can't.
it
No,
well,
you cannot.
you've been able to do it so far.
And you telling me,
We've been able to do it so far.
all right.
So now we're looking at somebody coming in and
No,
people are concerned that
you're
they're going
looking
to
at that
change
totally
into
wrong.
another Facebook.
You're looking at that totally wrong. So you're saying you can actively go to Twitter and be racist right now and not risk the fact that you can lose your position. We done lost her again. See, this is the government not want us to have this free speech. This is the government not want us to have this free speech. My thing about this is, and I get what she's saying. Twitter is a platform where you are able to go and you can have a discussion. Are you back? Are you back? All right. Twitter is a platform where you can go to have a discussion, speak your opinion. But are you back?
I don't know what's going on with it. We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again.
Well, you don't want it to be on your laptop, so that's on you.
Now you asked me, do I think I could go to Twitter and be active racist right now?
Wait. I was making a statement. So Twitter is a platform where you can go and have open dialogue. Yes, that is totally true. You can have a perspective of the things you want to say and verbally, type out what you want. Are there consequences to the things you say? Yes. Are there people still being banned right now on Twitter? Yes. Because they think what you're thinking, that you can say what you want to say. No, in this society, you cannot say what you want to say, no matter what platform.
But I already covered that when I said, hey, you can't cause harm to people. You can't.
If I go on Twitter,
you can't rally people.
If I go on Twitter and I say I hate all white people, I hate all black, I hate all of this race, or I hate all of this culture, if I hate all Jews,
say they don't on Twitter.
Let me ask you a question. Is there repercussions to saying that?
Such as?
Is there repercussions to saying
such
that?
As?
Losing your job position. Losing.
That's on Facebook.
No.
Listen, on Facebook,
you're saying that you can't
hunt you down, and people will hunt you down. And this is only a certain. Listen, this is
so you saying you can't be counseled no more
because of Twitter. I know what side that is.
So you saying you can't be counseled because of Twitter?
Listen, y'all know what side it is that will hunt you down if you express certain views that are against theirs. Not conservatives. Conservatives are not going to say, well, they'll leave you alone. They might block you. but a certain side of the fence will hunt you down, call your job, and say, look at what this person
What
said.
does that have to do with the platform and being
So
able to
I'm
say
just
what you want
saying,
to say?
I don't see that on Twitter.
How, you're not the person who's doing the analytics of who's getting banned and
I
canceled on
don't,
Twitter.
I'm not. But I'm also not the person that sees who's getting banned on Facebook too. But I see people get banned or their profiles taken, or
Right,
people
because
have to create new profiles to come back and say, "Hey, Facebook took my profile."
right. So this is what you're saying. You don't have a problem. You have a problem with free speech on a platform that you don't own. That's the thing
I
you have a
don't
problem
have a
with.
problem with free speech. What are you talking about?
No,
I have a
you
problem with censorship.
right.
I have a
You have a
problem with
problem with
censorship.
right. You have a problem with censorship and free speech on platforms you don't own. So if you own Twitter,
I have a right. I use those platforms. I have a right to express how I feel about the platforms I use. I
right,
can't.
you do.
I
No
might can't
one's
do
stopping
anything
you.
about it.
No
I might
one's
have to go
stopping
to
you.
another platform if I don't like it.
Right. No one's stopping you from using a platform to express, but you can't be upset that Elon Musk, or not Elon Musk, but Mark Zuckerberg and his company finds your statements censorable when they need to censor your speech because it's not conducive to what they want on their platform. So my
I
thing
mean,
is
I get it.
right.
I
So my thing
understand that they have
right,
the control. I get that.
right. So my thing is, let's say they remove that censorship, right? You say what you want to say as you've been saying it on Facebook. You're telling me that people can't get you or people can't find what you say offensive enough to counsel you overall. That's still possible.
I mean, if that platform allows it, I'm pretty sure if I say something that a lot of people don't like, they'll go report me. I mean, that's on every platform that I've seen thus far.
Right. So what I'm saying is, oh my goodness, her camera is really giving me yeah. Daniel, you know what I mean? I told you can't say what you want to say. You can't do any of that. So we're gonna give her a second to come back. If she goes out again, oh my goodness, I would hate to have to do that because I really think this is a great conversation. Because I think the thing about again, free speech is an illusion. It's an illusion. It's an illusion overall. So all I'm saying, Bernadette, I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm saying we can agree to disagree. What I'm stating is the illusion of free speech is that there's no repercussions of saying the things you want to say. There's, Trump, everybody gets hit from the society perspective because of what? Propaganda can push whatever they want to push on you because you don't control the perspective of society. If you control the perspective of society, then yes, you could probably say and do whatever the hell you want, but you don't. We don't. As citizens, we don't control that. That is controlled by something way bigger than us, a shadow government of some sense. So I get what you're saying, but free speech does not exist on any platform.
Okay, so maybe you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying I understand free speech is not totally free. I get that part. But I'm talking about as far as what you can say on specific platforms and what you can't say.
What does that
Okay.
matter if you're still going to be counseled by the society that is programmed to counsel
Yeah,
you?
yeah. And listen, that's okay because at some point you're going to have to be brave enough to say what needs to be said, regardless of who likes it or not.
How many people do you know them been literally abducted, blindfolded, gagged, killed from saying the things that needed to be said over the 150,000 years that this shit done been in place?
So listen, at some point you're going to have to wonder if you want to live in a society that is upside down. And when I say upside down, I'm talking about I'm talking about uh in ways that are against procreation, in ways that are against any morals and principles and values that'll lead to evolution. You have to ask yourself, are you willing to deal with this shit, or are you going to be one of those people that says what needs to be said in order to try to bring things at least to a tolerable place where we can all exist, where we can all coexist?
I
And
understand, and I get
and
that.
I'm trying to keep my speech a certain way because I realize we're realtors. There's certain things that we can say and can't say, and people might say, "Hey, I don't like what she said. I'm going to go
Listen,
report her to the NAR."
I
You know,
mean,
so
that's under.
I have to. So let me just say this. So right now, I'm trying to say what I need to say to make my point, but also appease people that can't handle having a real conversation.
But see, there you go. Hold on. But that's there you go. That's exactly what I mean right there. Are you going to tarnish your business and your opportunities to speak on something that is only going to fall on deaf ears anyways? That's the thing about society. There's majority of people, the majority of people in society has an ideology that they'll rather go along to get along, which drives the propaganda and the shadow.
Thank you. Thank you. You just said what I wanted to say. We're living in a go along to get along society. Yes. Go ahead. Please
I mean,
continue.
that is
Please continue.
that is not anything that's no one should be oblivious. You know, no one should be oblivious to the understanding that we're in that society. We've been in that society since the Roman days. We haven't gone too far, because what do people need? People need a leader. We as society, we choose people to lead us, which means there's somebody else that's puppeteering that leader at some point, and we are all choosing to go along to get along. If you just why are we not self-governed? Why are people not self-governed? After all of these years, why do we still believe that the people that we put in office are smart enough to lead us in the right direction? You vote, I vote. How do we believe, and why do we believe Trump is a better president than anybody else? Why do we feel like he's a great leader? Because he owns because he has a few companies that's made a few $1 billion.
Yeah.
How is that? Listen. Why does money always equal our outcome when it comes down to this? I'm gonna ask you a question: is time more valuable than money, or money more valuable than time?
So with time, you can attract whatever means of transaction there is. I mean, money, what is money? You know, they print it every day. I mean, I'm not going to say it's real to us because we transact with it. But I mean, before that, they were transacting with gold and silver. And before that, they might have been transacting with cattle. I mean, it's just a means of transaction.
Right.
Your
So,
time,
so
your time is what is valuable.
right,
Your
and I agree,
time is what's going to
and I
cause,
agree.
that's what's going to propel us into the future is time.
I agree. And why do most people waste most of their time chasing money? Because that's what we have set up in our society to follow. So we don't follow the poor president. We follow a rich president. We follow a president. Listen, we follow a president that says they know what they're doing because they was able to garner a lot of money.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. And then I want to get into our because we're running out of time, but I want to get into the second thing. Um, you're a gamer.
Used to be.
Yes, and Daniel, Trump does have his own platform, Truth Social.
But how
Um,
truthful is it? She don't really want to have a conversation. The camera don't want to have a conversation, Daniel. She don't want to have a conversation. The camera won't allow it to happen. That's the truth. But yes, Trump has Truth Social, but we got to ask ourselves how much truth is on that social media platform? Really? How much truth is really on there? There's so many questions that the government already has answers to that we can't get answers to. We get the basis. We get the BS we get the BS truth. We get the stuff that just keeps us more watered down. You know, we it's really easy, but it's difficult at the same time. It's really easy, but it's difficult at the same time, on the basis that we are looking and focusing on the wrong things. We are looking and focusing on the wrong things every single day. We wake up, we spend more money doing we spend more time and more money doing the minimum, when we can be using that to be doing way more. I believe that we could be self-governed. I really do. I mean, a lot of people might not believe that, but I believe we could be self-governed. I believe I believe we have spent enough time, enough resources, and I think we have enough education that we could be self-governed. But no, we don't do that. We waste our time focusing on surviving. So now that we have to focus on surviving, we allow other people to take control of how our lives and how our society is moving forward. Everybody is moving like cattle. We're all cattle, and I'm not trying to say this on no matrix type of, vibe, but the truth is we spend way too much time and money focusing on things that don't matter, which means that we give so much room, we give so much control over to the government to lead us as our shepherds. But we've been America's been around for over what? I'm sorry, America's been around for over what, 400 years, 600 years,
Okay.
and we don't know how to lead ourselves yet.
Okay, let me ask you a question before I got cut off.
Go ahead.
Listen, you're a gamer, right?
Yeah, I like the game.
Okay. Okay. There are people that when you first buy a video game, there are people who have been playing this game for years, and maybe they know how to play, maybe they know the rules of the game.
Yep.
Maybe they know shortcuts and cheat codes,
Yep.
right? Right?
Sure.
All right. So when you asked me, well, what makes Trump, a great leader? What makes this person a great leader? Sometimes people know the cheat codes. Some people know the game, and sometimes you have to rely on somebody that knows the game, so that you can learn the game and you can become better at the game. So it's not so much that we're sitting up here praising or worshiping another human being. It's saying this person knows what's going on. This person is close to the situation, but they hold beliefs that are similar to ours, and they understand that these people are no good, and this is a swamp. The first time I heard Washington and all the politicians in Washington called a swamp was with Donald Trump. And I said, yeah, it is a swamp. I was like, thinking about it, I was like, all of these are career politicians that have been in some sort of family lineage, or, they have some kind of link, generationally to the political system, and they get in there and they use their positions to get wealthy for themselves, right? So that's why I'm saying, yes, you do have certain people that know the game, and you have to use your objectivity and your discernment to figure out, okay, is this person going to be a good leader that's going to lead us in a positive direction? Or, is this person just, for their own self enrichment, like a lot of the politicians are. So that's why I appreciate and I respect Donald Trump. I've been watching him for a long time. So I feel like, I know enough about him, at least through research. I don't know the man personally, but I'm saying at least looking at the way he's moving, seems like he will move the country in a better direction. He'll move the country. But see, now we're battling globalism. And so there's only two parties at this point. You're either a nationalist or a globalist. You have globalism, liberalism, Democrat. Then you have, conservative, swamp Republic. There's swamp Republicans, and then there's, Trump. They call it MAGA Republicans. And they're nationalists. There are people that are saying, look, we have a great country. Why are they trying to destroy what we've built? This is the best system. Capitalism is the best system. It gives people the chance to grow both mentally, financially, and pick themselves up by the bootstraps and get wealthy. Why are we destroying that? We're going backwards. So that's all I was saying. If you have somebody that has the cheat codes and knows the rules to the game, sometimes you have to rely on them, for your own benefit to get you where you need to go.
All right. And I agree. I agree that we all need to learn the game from someone. But the thing about it is, again, when do you pick up the controller and start planning yourself? That's the real question. Because again, this is Monopoly. No, you can't. The rules of Monopoly is that I can't hand you money to win. I can only buy the properties from you or help you get in more debt so you can figure your way out. That's what I'm saying. I get what you're stating, but Mr. Monopoly never told you how to win the game. They told you how to play the game. Mr. Monopoly told you how to play the game, but he never told you how to win the game, because the
Absolutely.
game is not set up for one person. For everybody to win. The game is set up for everybody to lose and one person to win.
That's
Because
right. And you have to move with a certain amount of intellect to win the game.
right.
You have to know what it's really about. Is it really about the money or is it really about the property? You see,
It's again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How many people believe that the game is rigged? I'm okay with a rigged game as long as I know the game is rigged. I'm cool. I am okay playing in a handicap match when I know the match is handicapped. You know, that's fine with me. The thing is, you have to know enough about the game and the rules to be able to maneuver to become a part of the handicap side, or the part that's over leveraged. Because if I'm on the over leveraged side, I want to be on that side, and then I can show other people how to be on that side, but I can't force them to be on that side. The thing about that is, we are all fighting for survival. We're all fighting just to survive in this world. And as long as we're all focused on just surviving, then we don't have enough time, enough energy to understand how to lead. There's so many people on this planet. Not everyone can be a leader. I don't know. Y'all tell me, how do y'all feel about being self-governed? I mean, like individually self-governed. So answer me that question. We ain't got but a couple minutes. Answer me that question, Bernadette. How do you feel about being self-governed?
what do you? Okay, so I went out and came back in. When you say self-governed,
Yeah, self-governed, individualized governance over your property, over your yeah, America, 245 years old. Oh yeah, 245 years old. All right, so there you go. How do you feel about being self-governed? No overall, no federation, none of that. Everybody just
I
doing
feel like it'll be a free for all. I mean, that's how this country started. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like that would be going backwards.
Would it? Would it?
We have
So
created a society where
so
we
let me
can
ask you a question.
all live together. Why would we destroy that?
Bernadette, the reason why I'm asking that is over 245 years since the Declaration of Independence from Great Britain, as
Damn, that's
Daniel,
it.
yeah, as Daniel just, well, since Great Britain, since,
Yes,
yeah,
1776.
right, right,
Absolutely.
since then. Now
Damn,
I'm talking about, right, but we've
more than
been over
that.
here for over 400, 500 years. We've been over here longer. It's just that we didn't have the society of what we
Right.
consider now American, the American. What I'm saying is, right, there's an opportunity for everybody to succeed, right, from the states, right? Every it's still structured that every state has an opportunity to succeed, right?
Yes.
You said it would be going backwards for us to start self-governing ourselves, but you're also telling me that we're so, I'm not even going to use that word. I'm gonna say we're so stupid as American people that we haven't learned how to govern ourselves. We haven't learned to create rules and regulations that we can live amongst ourselves with civility.
Well, that's
And
why we got here. I mean, that's how we got here. Think about it. The people that literally came over here and were self-governing and own had their own property, built their own property, farmed their own fields, had to figure out how to live together. So that's how we got here.
right, and you right, but they got there with old knowledge. They got there with old technology. They got there with old experiences. You telling me that experience haven't evolved in 245 years? Because it hasn't. That experience and that knowledge has not evolved in 245 years. Everything evolves. Everything gets better. I mean, I'm okay with the government. I'm just not one of those people that's going to sit up here and complain and keep complaining about what the government doing when I'm myself is helping to indoctrinate these leaders. None of these leaders are going to give us exactly what we need. Not if you're thinking of if you're thinking about our society as a whole. Now, it's either one or two things. If you think of our society as a whole and everyone is equal, then you're a socialist, right? If everybody's equal, and you're a socialist, well, then guess what? You are a bad person because you believe that everyone deserves the same opportunities. But how do they deserve those same opportunities? On the back of me or the back of themselves? Well, that makes you a conservative. You think everybody should pull themselves up by the bootstrap. So a conservative in realism is a socialist at the same time. But to the degree that they believe everybody has the same opportunities to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and make the opportunities real for themselves. A socialist believes that there should be one person saying, hey, everybody gets everything. There's one loaf of bread. Jesus was a socialist, wasn't he? I mean, to an extent, he found a few fish and a couple loaves of bread and fed everyone equally. I'm assuming gave everyone equal portions of the bread and fish.
And look how he suffered.
We're even in a conservative state, someone's suffering.
And then ended up dying.
But I'm saying
the very hand that he was trying to, the very people he was trying to feed.
In every structure, there's somebody suffering. It's either the
people. How did socialism work out for Jesus, though?
Socialism.
How did that work out?
Listen, socialism and conservative bases don't work out either way. Yes, one just lasts longer than the other. That's all it is. That's why I'm saying I have no problem. We all help usher in what we have right now. We all help usher that in because we all played a part in choosing the leaders of our society. We all played a part in choosing the people that we was going to believe in to handle our financial and fiduciary duties to take care of our economy. Look at our economy. Honestly, can you really say that we have a great economy worldwide, nationwide, countrywide? None of this shit works. Like none of it works. Like just look at it every place.
Disagree.
Where does it work?
I feel like
where does it work?
I feel like capitalism.
Answer my question.
Was working. It was working.
No,
it was working. Question. And then
so
based on that, we could have probably developed maybe systems that were better than that, because things evolve, as we get more information, we evolve. But so far, that was the best system that we had.
Where
is communism versus socialism? I mean, I'd rather be in a capitalist society.
Right. Because listen, but answer my question. Where did it work?
Let's ask Elon Musk.
Right. You want to ask one person.
Let's ask Trump. Let's ask all the millionaires and billionaires of society how they got there.
But listen,
let's ask them. They got there being capitalists.
Right. But you're talking about the individual mindset. I'm talking about group mindset. You're talking about individual, which capitalism worked for individual. Sure. But let me ask you a question. If 90% of people are poor and 10% of people are rich, at some point people stop buying things, right? And people just start dying off. And then what's the purpose of money? What's the purpose of money?
Well, you can ask that now. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, money is a means of transaction.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What happens to it if everybody's poor, no one can afford to buy anything? What happens? Well, money tends to fade out, which means that every dollar being printed means less and less and less, because it means nothing if people can't actually afford to actually survive. So what's the purpose of capitalism? What's the purpose of capitalism is at one point, all the money's going to dry up. You know how many times capitalism has been instituted? Then a war breaks out and everybody who was rich is no longer rich. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all of those people was rich in their countries in Paris and France back then. And a war broke out and everything they had was ripped away from them. They had to start over from the bottom. So it's possible that, it's just moving. It's just a moving ladder. It's just a moving finish line, a goalpost.
Well, now we're looking at totalitarianism.
It's always totalitarianism because there's always going to be a world leader. It's always going to be a world leader.
Guess what? Then that must be the motherfucker with the cheat code. That must be the person that hey, we need to figure out, what this person knows, what they're doing, and depending on the leadership, we can determine if that person needs to stay in power. I mean, it's always going to be about the people.
But
It's
nobody's going to listen. Oh my goodness. Listen, guys, everybody, I think this was a really great topic. I hate that Bernadette camera kept going out. Other than that, I just want to say thank you all for joining. And man, I wish we could have just got more in depth. But until next time, I'm gonna just say thank you for thank you for coming, thank you for supporting. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell. And we'll jump back on Thursday and try to pick up where we left off here. I think right now, everybody should use this opportunity. Everybody should use this opportunity to look really deep down inside themselves to figure out: are you surviving just to survive, or are you surviving to really make a change? Because I think most of us is just surviving to survive. We speak vocally because we're tired of surviving, but nobody really wants to change, and that's just what it comes down to. Other than that, everybody have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you all Thursday. This was the closing table to the best of our ability. Sorry about the technical issues. Until next time.